Well, friends of Mundo Maldini, here we are at the Etihad for the 4th consecutive season. It's raining a little bit. This is Manchester, and here we have Jude Bellingham, who has just stepped out for a moment here at this stadium, which he knows well, of course. He played here last season with Real Madrid, of course. Here we have Jude Bellingham, and while we watch Jude Bellingham, who is a true footballer, we get even more passionate about football with players like him, you know. There are more Real Madrid players checking out the field a bit. This is Chouameni, here he is. You already know friends of Mundo Maldini? What Fevers is? Fevers is the community for football fans. It's the social network we need. Football fans with Fevers. I have my account on Fevers. I invite you to enjoy Fevers, of course. I'll leave the link in the description so you can create your account. And we're going to enjoy this match between Manchester City and Real Madrid, which I'm going to comment on for Movistar Plus. Right here, we're going to do the pre-match analysis. Right here, we're going to do the pre-match analysis. For now, there aren't many people, but you all know how the match ended for those of you who are watching. Watching this video, we are going to analyze Friends of the World, Maldini. Whatever happened in this Manchester City-Real Madrid first leg of the Champions League playoff, wow, what a great game. Well, friends of the Maldini world, here I am at the Etihad, Manchester City 2, Real Madrid 3. Madrid takes a tremendous step towards qualifying for the round of 16. The first time that Real Madrid has won here at the Etihad, although last season they qualified with that unforgettable penalty shootout. But a victory for Real Madrid. And I have to say that Madrid won fairly... And I honestly believe that the score was short for what Real Madrid did and what Manchester City did. I mentioned it to Alvaro and Ceballos during the Movistar broadcast that I've had a constant feeling Madrid has done some things really well and some things not so well. I'm going to analyze it tomorrow as well. Then I'll have the match notes. And I'll analyze the White Scout when I get home, of course, looking into many more aspects of the match, listening to the key players, etc. But Real Madrid had moments when they didn't press as much as they should have during the opponent's build-up. And that, of course, made it a bit easier for them to breathe and play more comfortably. Manchester City, at certain moments, especially in the first half, today City, what he did was put Stones in the pivot position. Stones worked quite well in the pivot position in the first half, then he moved him to centre-back. And he put Kanji in as the right-back to try to stop Vinicius, which neither Kanji nor later Rico managed to do. Luis, I really liked Vinicius' performance in the match. But the feeling of vulnerability that Manchester City had in defence was constant. Also because of the quality that Real Madrid has, of course. Madrid created chances, we mentioned it during the broadcast the day they lost 4-3 here. Real Madrid, when Benzema scored those 3 goals, today he scored another 3. But they created way fewer goal-scoring opportunities than they did today. There have been many goal-scoring opportunities. Mendy's chance, which I compared to Cardeñosa's in '78 against Brazil in the World Cup in Argentina, is crystal clear. It's incredible that it wasn't a goal. Bellingham had a clear chance and Vinicius had another clear one. There have been a number of very, very clear chances for Real Madrid. And Madrid has missed. If Real Madrid hadn't missed so much in the final third, I think the tie would have practically been decided. I think the tie would have been decided if Real Madrid hadn't missed so much in the final third. I hope you hear it well because there is a little bit music here, but I think it sounds pretty good and I want to upload the video quickly. I want to say that I found it impressive, Asensio's match. Asensio's performance in the match has been sensational because, of course, facing a player like Haaland. In this match with this responsibility and pressure, who scored 2 goals, I know, he scored 2 goals, Haaland. But the way of controlling Haaland almost permanently in the game, of correcting the position with speed, I loved Asensio's game. I think that from now on, nobody can doubt that this kid really has to be a starter in the first team of Real Madrid. I have no doubt. He had already played the game at Anfield, but today's performance seemed sensational to me. Sensational. The hierarchy, the speed. I really liked Valverde as a right-back. I liked him a lot. Valverde as a right-back also had a very clear chance. Supporting the play from the side, and that shot that just went wide, he defended well. I really liked Valverde as a right-back. In midfield, Camavinga and I had a pretty good game. Bellingham has stepped up. In the first half, I found Bellingham a bit shy. In the pressure, like the whole team, getting close to the final third. In the second half, I saw him with much more volume of action, much more involved in all the areas where he needs to make an impact. And I think that third goal he scored was a fair reflection of the match Jude Bellingham had as well. And then Vinicius, unstoppable, obviously. Vinicius was unstoppable. Akanji had a tough time, and then when Richarlison came on, there were 3 plays where he just left him completely stranded. He was practically transparent, really. Luis against Vinicius. Absolutely transparent against Vinicius. I know that Madrid won the match also because of the opponent's mistakes, which is true. The score was 2-1. And there was a mistake by Ceballos, that's for sure. Ceballos himself knows he made a very serious mistake with that tackle. About Phil Foden, who was posing a threat, because Phil Foden has a lot of talent. He was dangerous, but certainly that tackle he made was unnecessary. Thank you. But they, beyond that mistake by Ceballos, which cost Real Madrid 2-1, City's errors ended up penalizing them. Madrid deserved to win the match even before those last two goals, but the mistakes ended up punishing them. The equalizer at 2-2 came from Ederson's mistake, and the 2-3 was due to a mistake, I think a chain reaction from Kovacic and of Richarlison. And then City, I said it in the preview, and we have seen it. We watch a lot of City. The video has been shown a lot here. I comment on many Premier League matches on Movistar. It's a team that is much worse off without the ball than before. That suffocating pressure that they used to put on you. They didn't do that today. There were several plays that ended in a 1-1 draw, which was a bad result for City. Yeah, that City didn't dare to press Real Madrid during their build-up, and Madrid, there have been moments when it has been comfortable. Madrid has only had one moment of real difficulty, even though it has been losing on two occasions. But in terms of the game, it has had one moment of difficulty. For 20 minutes in the first half, there was indeed a moment when City pushed them back and made it really tough for Real Madrid. Honestly, Mbappe's goal is a fluke. Let's not kid ourselves. Mbappé is a spectacle. We did the preview in the midfield. We've already talked about Haaland and Mbappé. And for me, Mbappé is the most complete forward in the world. For me, he's better than Haaland, I've said it. We are based on saying that he scored a goal if he laughed. Madrid also deserved that goal, but obviously the shot from the paper was a terrible shot that he hit horribly, and it ended up being the goal before. Or could he have done anything about that? He was a giant against that shot. Absolutely inexplicable and unexpected, but a great victory for Real Madrid. A great victory for Real Madrid. I think they were at times excessively timid in their pressing, because if they had been a bit more aggressive in their pressure, and if they had been a bit more accurate in the final meters, I think today they would have practically sealed the tie. He has it very well, but be careful. And the Bernabeu effect is important. Madrid has won. They have a one-goal advantage, but be careful, because Manchester City has very good players. They have to go all out in the return match, press with everything. And logically, this is far from being resolved. Well then, from Letizia, friends from around the world, Maldini, football is magnificent. This is the fourth time I've come here to Letizia to comment on a Manchester City-Real Madrid match. I remember them perfectly, 4-3 for City, 4-0 for City, the 1-1 draw with penalties, and the first victory for Real Madrid here against Manchester City. City isn't doing well, they look good, of course. Madrid played a really good game at times, especially in the second half. For me, Real Madrid's second half was far superior, not just a little superior, but very superior to Manchester City. The second half was very superior. City has tried to play with wingers to complicate Madrid's fullbacks. Getting Bernardo Silva involved, the work of Guardiola, who, by the way, has been by far the best player for Manchester City. Honestly, he hasn't done badly at all. The player of the match, I imagine it must have been a player from Madrid, but Guardiola had a spectacular game. Guardiola's game was great. He provided the assist for Haaland's goal. Defensively, he was very solid and helped a lot in midfield for the pivot logically so that Bernardo Silva could push forward. That caused Madrid some trouble at times because they needed much more work from the midfielders, but Madrid wins here at the Etihad and they win fairly. And Madrid is close to the round of 16. Well, nothing. Football is magnificent. Thank you all, friends from around the world. Maldini, great victory for Real Madrid. Tomorrow, the ratings, which I'm going to record at the hotel, the ratings for both teams. And of course, as soon as I get home, I think I'll arrive around 4 in the afternoon. You'll have the report on this match. City 2, Real Madrid 3. Tremendous victory, huge victory of great merit for Real Madrid, the current Champions League champion. And today, with some little flaws that I mentioned to you, he has shown it again, in my opinion, very superior. A hug, bye.